From London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping to kickstart your day with the motivation and inspiration you need 365 days a year. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Good morning! Welcome to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast on your brand new Box Fresh Monday. My name is Chris Jaggs, and this is your Monday episode of LDL Magic, brought to you direct to your ears. Episode 82! How did we get here so quick? So how are we all doing on this fine Monday? As I record this, it's now the middle of May 2021. Where has the year gone? I'll tell you one thing that's gone, definitely in the UK. The sunshine. I mean, the weather out there is absolutely stunning if you're a duck. And as I've managed to get myself onto the subject of the weather, isn't it amazing the power of sunshine and what it can do to someone and their mood? You wake up, hopefully not after snoozing the alarm 4 times, you pull the curtains and look out there. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, or coughing on car fumes in those built up areas, and the day is ready for you to go and smash. Today's episode is brought to you in partnership with the age-old thing called the art of self-discipline. Now, I know for some people, just hearing the word discipline is like an instant bad feeling. Being told what to do, being made to do something you probably don't really want to do. But there's always a but. When it comes to it, it's actually a good thing. No, it's true, really. Hear me out on this. Self-discipline is the ability to push yourself forward. Stay motivated. Take some action regardless of how you're feeling, physically or emotionally. You are shown it when you intentionally choose to pursue something better for yourself. And you do it in spite of factors of fears, distractions, hard work, or unfavourable odds. Self-discipline is different from self-motivation or willpower. Motivation and willpower do contribute to it, as does persistence. The ability to follow through on your intentions, and of course, that scary word, well, the scary phrase called hard work. Now, before we dive into this, let's hope those all important messages and get going.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. So let's get some motivation and smash it to pieces. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
If you've got a question, comment or idea, you send an email to chris@learndeveloplive.com. Everyone gets a mention. You're listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
Welcome back. So, the art of self-discipline. It's not that scary, honest. Now, there are many, many important qualities that you can contribute to a person's achievements and happiness. And there's also one thing that can help you get sustainable, long-term success in all aspects of life. Self-discipline. Dun, dun, dun. Now, whether in terms of your diet, fitness, work ethic, or relationships, self-discipline is the number one trait needed to accomplish goals, lead a healthy lifestyle, and ultimately be happy. And who doesn't want to be happier? There was a study back in 2013 which found that people with higher self-control are happier than those without. The study discovered that this is true because the self-disciplined subjects were more capable of dealing with goal conflicts. These people spent less time debating whether to indulge in behaviours that were bad for their health, but instead make positive decisions more easily. The self-disciplined did not allow their choices to be dictated by impulses or feelings. Instead, they made informed, rational decisions on a daily basis without feeling overly stressed or upset. Now, despite what many may think, self-discipline is a learned behaviour. It requires practice and repetition in your day-to-day life. Now, that aside, why would you want to work on your self-discipline? And of course, the big question for most, is it really the key to all good things? Well, if the beginning of the study results didn't give you an indication of the good stuff, well, self-discipline is useful in many areas of our lives. For instance, it's what pushes you to do high quality work even when you don't feel like it. It gives you the strength to stay professional with your clients even when you're ready to throw in the towel. It helps you stick and achieve tough goals that you set for yourself. Self-discipline also enables you to keep going through to great success despite what others might see as incredible odds against you. It can also improve learning and enhance performance. Studies have shown that students with a higher degree of self-discipline retain more knowledge than those without self-discipline. Additionally, researchers discovered that students with strong self-discipline were more careful in their tasks, which improved their performance. Research has also shown that measuring a person's level of self-discipline is a more accurate predictor of success than measuring their IQ. The next question then is, how do you develop self-discipline? Well, self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you work on developing it and using it, the stronger it will become. However, it's just as important not to start out with goals that are just a little bit too ambitious. Instead, set small goals. Increase the level of challenge slowly over time. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And remember, there is no protein shake for this new muscle. So let's hit the 5 steps to start developing your self-discipline today. Number 1, choose a goal. Begin by choosing just one goal that you can focus on to develop your self-discipline. For instance, perhaps you want to start exercising every evening, or you want to read one leadership book a week to enhance your skills. You could even practice self-discipline on your very small goals, such as concentrating on a piece of work for an hour without checking your phone, or even avoiding unhealthy food for just one day. Just one day. Remember, starting small is the best way to start developing your self-discipline like many things. As your discipline gets stronger, you can spread the focus to more areas of your life. Now make sure that the goal you set is SMART. That is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, and break the goal down into smaller sub-goals where you can. Number 2, find your motivation. Now once you've chosen a goal, list the reasons why you want to achieve it. Try to express these reasons in a positive way. So instead of saying, I want to exercise 3 times a week to lose weight, say, I want to exercise so I have the energy to play with my kids and work successfully. Or instead of saying, I want to get that task off my to-do list, say, I want to do this task so I can meet my objectives, get praise from my boss, and feel satisfied with my day's work. When you list the reasons that you want to achieve something, you will find it much easier to get the job done. Number 3, identify obstacles. Now you need to identify the obstacles that you're likely to face when working towards your goal and devise a strategy for overcoming each one. For instance, imagine that your goal is to read one leadership book a week to enhance your skills. In the past, you faced a number of obstacles in reaching this goal. For example, when you find a book you like, it's hard to find time each night to read. Between work, dinner, the kids, your time is taken up until late in the evening, and you get distracted by messages coming in while you're trying to read. Now, once you've identified the obstacles, come up with a strategy to overcome each one. Now, in this, for example, you could do the following. Instead of going to the bookstore, spend an hour looking at leadership books online. Find several that interest you that have good reviews. Order them all at once and then download them to an ebook reader or tablet, so you always have a book on hand to read. You can try and find more time in the day to focus on reading. Perhaps you could even read during your lunch hour or while you're waiting for the kids to be picked up from school. And of course, turn your phone off when you want to focus on reading, always a favourite. Often our self-discipline crumbles because we haven't identified the obstacles that we'll face. You know, the ones that come up when we're trying to achieve our goals. And also we just haven't developed the strategies to help overcome them. Now when these obstacles do show up, we're unprepared to deal with them. And this shakes the confidence and, well, it just falls apart, doesn't it? Do not skip this step. It is essential. Leading on to number 4, replacing the old habits. Now when we're developing self-discipline, we are often trying to break a bad habit and replace it with something more productive. However, if that habit is tied into a certain time of day or routine, breaking it can leave a hole. If we don't replace the habit with something else, then its absence becomes even more noticeable. A good example is if you're trying to stop yourself shopping online when you take a break at work. This bad habit destroys your focus and attention because you're likely to be online for 20 to 30 minutes each time, Hey, you could have been reading your book in that time, couldn't you? Once you resolve to stop, identify a new behaviour that you can engage on when you need a quick break. Instead of online shopping, go and do some stretches in the office. Get a cup of coffee or take a quick walk outside. These behaviours will help support your goal and strengthen your self-discipline instead of leaving you with nothing to do on your break. And that takes us on to the last one with number 5. Monitor your progress. Now, as you work on your self-discipline, pay attention to how you're feeling as it develops and strengthens. You might start to feel free, happy, proud, and energized. Also, think about keeping a journal to write down your self-discipline goals and to track your progress. This reinforces the positive changes that you're implementing in your life and gives you a record that you can look back on to see the progress that you've already made. Over time, your self-discipline will strengthen and you'll be able to apply it to lots of other areas of your life too. Now, more tips for self-discipline. Try to avoid distractions. When you begin to develop your self-discipline, make it harder to engage in the activity you're trying to avoid. For instance, if you need self-discipline to focus on work instead of looking at social media, then maybe you should put some internet blockers on, or turn your Wi-Fi off, or turn the data off. It's also important to reward yourself when you do experience success. Celebrating your accomplishments will keep things fun and strengthen your resolve to keep things going. Don't let a fear of failure or the occasional setback discourage you. All of us experience setbacks and failures. They are a part of life. Acknowledge that you slipped it up, learn from the lesson, don't take it to heart, and then just move on. Okay, so the key points here. It is important to develop self-discipline in life. Self-discipline is what enables us to do high-quality work even when we're tired. It keeps us pursuing our goals through tough times, and it helps us stay professional even when we're not feeling great. To help develop self-discipline, follow these steps. 1. Choose a goal. 2. Find your motivation. 3. Identify obstacles. 4. Replace the old habits. And 5. Monitor your progress. Self-discipline is an essential quality, and it's a key difference between people who are successful in life and those who just aren't. Make sure you develop it. If you'd like to get your self-discipline really started to go in your life and begin to take it to a new level, get on my calendar at ldlcall.com and start to level up today. I know I can help you, and I have a coaching program for everyone out there, including you. Now, thanks for listening. I always appreciate you being here. Let's speak soon, and I will see you in the next one.
If you're out running, sitting on the bus in traffic, or have a smelly armpit in your face on that crowded train, the Learn, Develop, Live podcast is here to help you through your day.
Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time, join the motivation.